Mi gente, I'm in the new office space here in my house, the front of the house actually, and today I'm going to show you how we reorganized and basically kind of just reconfigured this room from our former guest room to what would be now the office slash multimedia center, if you will. So let's get into it real quick. Okay, now before I show you guys the cool time lapses and me trying to do this whole DIY home studio slash home office video, I've been very silent on social media. I've been just taken aback by everything that's going on in the world. I've been familiar with a lot of injustices, particularly in this country, as I've lived here most of my life as a migrant, as an immigrant. I've heard some very racist rhetoric growing up from others, specifically aimed at the immigrant communities. And so it's not unfamiliar to me, but at the same time, I can't say that I've ever experienced what the Black community here in the United States has experienced. So my heart goes out to them, man. I have been taking a lot of time and opportunity to speak to people, and specifically within my circles, about the injustices, my Black friends, my Hispanic friends, so on and so forth, my family members, my wife. So, that being said, I've just been relatively silent in social media, just been really discouraged by a lot of the back and forth and division in our country, unfortunately, and even within my church community, man. That's probably the most discouraging part. But at the same time, I'm hopeful that we can, find it in our hearts to be just, to overcome. There's just so much to be done. But that being said, my heart stands and my heart goes out to those who are affected. And I will continue pursuing and praying about how I can be an instrument of peace and solidarity in terms of justice with all mankind, and specifically in this time in history with the Black community. So these past 2 weeks, besides taking the opportunity to reflect, I have just tried to get away from social media and focus on basically remodeling or reorganizing this room. Didn't really do a whole lot of remodeling besides putting the wallpaper behind us. And I had an opportunity to document it. My dad actually came up with my mom. They're visiting their grandchildren, my kids, and we also took the chance to reorganize this space. I actually have a full-time job, so I go back to work next week. That's a whole nother thing. As time runs out, I'm gonna try to get as much done as possible between media projects with my company NTS Media, between my music and my YouTube channel, growing it with the DIY artist series, and definitely with this particular space that I wanted to make a lot more aesthetically pleasing for videos. So right now I'm actually recording on my iPhone for the sake of making it a little bit easier for me. I'm gonna go ahead and actually get started in editing this video here in just a moment. So you have the camera here, the GH5, sitting on my desk, ready for the memory card to be uploaded on my laptop and everything to get situated for editing. So let me go ahead and roll the footage, and then I'll walk you guys through exactly what I did to get this room looking like this. Let's go. Okay, we are right now, we're fixing to organize the office space slash guest room, and we're gonna put some wallpaper right here. So we're basically just moving everything out of the way, getting everything from under the bed, and we're gonna move the bed out of the wall, obviously the nightstand out of the wall. So that's the next task. Let's go.
Pero me traigo el level para que quede. Yo no tengo uno en el carro.
Okay, we're gonna put the wallpaper up now. So we're basically just measuring out from the corner of the wall to here, about 20 and a half. Well, the wallpaper is 20 and a half inches wide. So we're gonna measure from the wall to the first line about 20 inches, and that should give us about half an inch of excess wallpaper. That way we can kind of put it in the corner, and then from there we should be able to cut it. So that's first time doing this, so it's gonna look a little wild on the camera, I'm sure, but that's kind of the goal for this particular room. And it's just gonna be the accent wall, so we're only doing one wall, just trying to keep it as easy, simple as possible. It's really just to actually kind of create a little bit more of a dynamic of the room, or add a little bit more dynamic in the room, and hopefully make it look nice, man. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time here with the music, with my work, so we'll see how it turns out. On the most manly level we could ever find, it's the that's the level. Okay, we're cutting the wallpaper right now. We're gonna go ahead and install it. So we're peeling it right now. We just finished the wallpaper, and right now we're gonna go ahead and take the smoothing tool with a box cutter to clean up the edges, take the extra wallpaper off. I'm actually gonna go ahead and move the desk from the office space to our guest slash office room. Now this room is gonna be my son's room. My twin girls are gonna be moving to his room eventually. So the hope is that within the next couple months, we'll have this room fitted for him and the office space obviously moved over there as a guest slash office room, and then his room gonna be fitted for the girls. At this point in time, we moved the desk from the former office space to the new office space alongside all of my equipment. I ended up ordering a desk arm mount for my monitor, so I ended up taking the base off of it, and this is a widescreen LG monitor. I believe it's like 32 inches that I've had since last year sometime. Most of the equipment on here is pretty mobile, so it wasn't too tough of a job to get the actual equipment. The toughest part was actually getting the desktop disassembled and reassembled here. We ended up breaking some components of the desk, but fortunately it wasn't too much to the point that it couldn't be rebuilt back up. Okay, so pretty happy with the way everything's looking right now. We obviously have the guest blow-up mattress here. There we go. And lots more cleaning up to do. Box full of cables. All this stuff needs to be arranged, obviously. But it's looking pretty nice. I'm excited about it, so. As you could see, it's really messy. So I have to go through the boxes and kind of just take the opportunity to not only clear it up, but organize it. I bought some things from Amazon that will help me with cable management, because that's one big thing that I didn't have in my previous studio slash office area in the back of the house. So here, I'm gonna take the opportunity to, again, do a little bit of a better job with cable management. So as you can see behind me, this is pretty much the end result as you've seen throughout the video. I've been kind of just editing it and adding video footage to make sure that everything is cohesive. But that being said, so you saw me adding the desk arm mount. I did go ahead and get this base from my old setup, and underneath it, this is for my laptop, underneath it I have the Apollo Twin interface, which connects straight to my condenser mic, a TLM102. I have the two studio monitors, Yamaha HS5s, that are hooked straight to the Apollo Twin as well, and all of that is connected to my laptop. Now, for the sake of ease, I've also had an HDMI connected to my laptop, so that way I can go ahead and have this kind of like a dual monitor setup. It's a little bit easier to see when I'm editing on the big widescreen display, and I can have multiple things going on at the same time, which is kind of cool. I've gotten used to that because of my work, my day job, which again behind me I have the dual monitor setup as well that will be connected to this Dell PC and then some other networking components that are just related to that. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and roll some footage of how the desk looks when it's lit at night with these two lamps I have here on the desk. They do change colors when you hold and tap them like this, so it's kind of cool with different colors, different hues and whatnot. Or you can just go ahead and do the regular lights, and the intensity obviously differs there depending on how you want it, how bright you want it. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and then until next time, leave a legacy.
Already switched, change that chingadera right here in this bottle of water.